What is up, everyone? We are fresh back from Final Bout. The last 2 weeks have kicked all our butts. We're all exhausted, so if the energy's a little down, bear with us. But we just dropped the Final Bout video, so we don't really know where everyone's comments are at. But that being said, all I have to say is I'm still so proud of us. I'm still very, very proud of our results. We came in second for the 3rd year in a row. That's a 3-peat on second place, which kind of sucks. We were this close. This freaking close to that win. We're driving hard. All the boys threw down. We were pushing on our limits and things happened. It's drifting, but dude, we still drove crazy, so I'm proud of it. That being said, we're still the highest placing American team, so.
Simba did say from his mouth that we are the best American team.
Best American team, Front Street. You heard that here. I'll take, let's put that on a t-shirt. That being said, still such an amazing event. The people, the track, the community, unmatched. It is such an amazing experience. I've never heard anyone,
no one goes to Final Bout and has a bad time.
Exactly. It is incredible, and guess what? Can't wait for next year. Unfortunately, the coupe didn't come out unscathed. I was like pretty stoked about how we were driving. I mean, you guys saw me swiping Josh's rear bumper every transition until they told me to calm down. It was so unscathed, and then so coupe smashed up. Tis drifting. It's really bent. Like it's really bad, but we're gonna look into that deeper today. But since we're fresh back, we got some things to update you guys on because we got a lot going on because, well, we spent the last like 3 weeks doing nothing but Final Bout prep, so all the other stuff kind of got pushed to the side. You guys saw we freshly built the L180 and it came out absolutely amazing. It is one of the coolest freaking cars. Looks good, drove amazing, it was fast. It was such a sick experience getting to drive this thing around Chicago. But I finally went to go take it out for a lap, and guess what? We blew the head gasket. Kind of pissed me off. So yesterday, as soon as yesterday,
You literally took it off the trailer and you immediately did this.
Yeah. Luckily, the bottom end looks like it's perfectly fine. Even the head looks like it's perfectly fine, which is really good news. But the head gasket, however, look at this. Probably one of the worst blows I've ever seen. That's crazy. Now, we talked about this, right? I've always said the Apexi head gasket is kind of like the only proven head gasket for the SR, but unfortunately we had the wrong one when we assembled it. Tommy had this one laying around from like something, and we couldn't tell if it was Tomei USA or Tomei Japan, and we just sent it. Clearly it must be Tomei USA, because they're known for this. It is what it is. We'll send this up to Tommy's, get it decked. New head gasket comes in tomorrow, we'll get the car back together, and then hopefully we might even be able to push the car a little bit harder.
I like that idea.
You like that idea?
Yeah.
And then we could finally properly test it. But for now, I'm just happy the car stayed in one piece, so I only have one smash car.
Yeah, this thing is like perfectly unscathed.
It's so beautiful. Can't wait to drift it though. So we're back, which means we get to jump back into Jordy's build, which is something that I think we've all been really excited for. I'm really excited to see this thing finished. I almost hate that we have to take the balls out.
I'm dying.
It looks so miserable.
I'm dying today.
So there's a couple small things we need to finish up here before we can kind of get like some brackets, some lines that need to be plumbed. But the last 2 big things are gonna need exhaust made and the wire harness made, and we can hear this thing start and see some results. We all know it looks incredible in there and it's all working out, but will she perform, Jordy?
Dude, I'm gonna fucking beat you like Martino beat you.
What do you mean, Martino? What did Martino beat me?
I'm just talking shit like he was now.
So we're gonna jump right back into this thing, which is super exciting because I'm dying for it. Jordy, what do you think of Final Bout?
It's my favorite event of the year. I bought an entire interior for my car. I spent a lot of money that I shouldn't have spent. Met a ton of people. Like, I talked all day long. I think.
Yeah. Did it make you that much more excited about your car?
Yeah, 100%.
It's insane, right?
Everybody's hyped on it.
Yeah.
There wasn't a single person like, that 180 swap, oh, that's whack. No, everyone was like, when's it gonna be done? I'm excited, I wanna see it, I wanna do it, I wanna do this, I wanna do that.
You're like, me too.
Me too, yeah, like, I wanna hear it start too.
So we have a couple extra Final Bout tees left over from the event, just some, I think mainly just XLs and larges.
XL and 2XL for the most part.
So if you guys wanna cop one of those, we have a small amount left, we'll put on the website when this video drops. Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah.
So if you guys wanna cop one, hop below, shop for me out. But yeah, we're going straight to this thing because I need to hear this thing run ASAP. And good news, while we were prepping for Final Bout, kind of one of the, I keep saying this like the last piece for the Pro car, the alternator finally showed up. So since we went electric power steering, got a lot of, big fans, big fuel pumps, I had to upgrade to an alternator that could really withstand to the amperage pull. And I also had to change the ratio on it so it doesn't spin too fast since we're revving this thing super high. So our custom alternator finally showed up so we can get this thing on the car. We could finally tune it, which means we could finally test it. finally. It's been a lot of finalies, but that's really good news. So I'm really pumped for that. So we'll get that thing on. And then the big thing is, you guys remember we went all the way to Chicago and learned a bunch about coilovers with the Stance boys. And we built a set for the Pro car, and we just got them in this morning. So now we got this car in Stance. So we know we're gonna get every bit of grip and performance out of this car now, which I'm super pumped about. So of course I gotta share it. If you guys wanna get a set for yourself, use discount code JimmyO, you get 20% off. And they're throwing in some coilover socks for the street guys. So you guys want a set of these, which kind of like, you could put these around your coilover. It's cool.
No way, dude. I'm about to buy a pair just to get the socks.
Yeah, they look great on my feet. No, I'm kidding. So like for the street guys, if you want to be able to drive your car year round and through the winter and you want your coilovers to look brand new.
Never want them to seize.
You never want them to, yeah, I mean, luckily the coatings on these things are so good that you're never gonna get that issue anyways, but if you want to maintain that look of looking brand new, you put the sock on, make it look pretty because I'm being impatient, and you stick. And then you could have these things for years. Go through the winter, you never gonna have an issue. So here's the big predicament now. The next week is the final round of our local drift series, competitive drift series, street series by Lock City Drift. Currently, your boy is first in points.
You have a strong chance of winning the championship.
Yes, unfortunately the top 3 positions are pretty close. So I still gotta throw down. And the problem is, it's not that my car looks beat up, that's whatever, you drive that, it's pretty bent. The alignment's all out of whack, things moved over, there's kinks in the rail, we'll go through it all. But I gotta decide if I try to fix it prior or drive through the bullshit. That's the big one, that's the stressful one here, because I did do the solo comp the second day and I came in second once again. I botched it on the last turn. I spun. I never spin. It is what it is. I think I would have had it. I think I held it down for the boys.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud of that. So once again, best solo driver in America, final bout. We kind of moved the arms around, trying to make the alignment kind of work, but the car still bent. It's really erratic. It's pretty hard to drive, but I'm stoked I was able to drive like that. Especially at USA where it's such a sensitive, tricky, tight track. To get that far on the bent car, it was like a double win for me, so I can't be upset. I'll take more podiums. I'm not mad about it. Our limitless fab bash bar did some wonders for this car, honestly. Like, it really saved me. But let's look at the main stuff here. So, this bucket got pretty squished. It is what it is. Not enough to like cut it off and do like a tube front, which is good. I want to stay stock rad support as long as I can, so we'll bang that out. This side, I'm really impressed that the bucket didn't get damaged. It's actually pretty good. The mount got a little ripped off, but that happens to every car. Yeah, just put that right back there. The tub's fine, it's good. I think the suspension got hit. So here was the big problem. After I got hit, my alignment was like, nothing looked bent underneath the car. Everything looked like it wasn't sitting correctly, but nothing was bent. There was no signs of bent tie rod, bent lower, bent tension rod, bent coilover, nothing. But everything lined up crazy, which was scary. I would have much rather see something tacoed, like a lower control arm. That would have been really nice. But what we did notice was bent is the frame rail right here. So there's a big buckle right here. So let me film this on my phone so you guys can see it. Don't mind the dirt and the rust from my booster leaking on it, but you see that crease right there? So there's a nice buckle. Oh, there it is. See that nice buckle in the frame rail right there, right above the subframe? So that is a little scary, right? When your frame rail buckles, because it's telling us that the frame rail is bent, which is not good. And that explains why everything's not really lining up right without looking bent. So what we did was I just kind of spun out the arms until it looked like the alignment was like half decent and went and drifted. Now the car was really twitchy, really sensitive. But I think what I want to do first is let's measure the towers and make sure the towers didn't move, because that would be huge. Luckily we have plenty of cars to measure off of. So put that one right there. And we could look at this. 37.5, okay, cool. I'd much rather do 4 head gaskets than that, by the way. This doesn't even like bother me. I'm like, this isn't even a big deal. But cool. So this measures out the same, which is really, really good news, which means the towers aren't, hopefully not bent. I doubt they would move perfectly together, so huge, huge news. We'll see how she looks when I'm not on my back, tired, exhausted in the heat. It's dusty under here, huh? All right, what's bent? Why don't you line up? You can see right here, like look at the lower control arm. See how it looks like it's like, you might have to come on this angle, Austin, to see it. But you could tell the lower is like cocked in the subframe. Because on this side, the lower control arm is extremely straight with the subframe.
Yeah, looks like the lower is bent slightly.
Yeah. Where are you bent though? There's no like I wish this thing was just tacoed. You know what I mean? Because the wheel, when Stoneback hit me, he hit me really hard, and the wheel took it. I don't think the coil over bent. No, the coil over straight. Those things are strong as hell.
I buckle right in this rail.
Yeah. It's so weird, dude.
Do you think the rack could be bent?
Yeah, 100%. Whatever it is, it ain't cheap. I wish a tie rod was just bent. Tie rod was straight. Did the subframe just shift a bunch? Oh, the rail separated right here.
Mm-hmm.
No way. I wonder why that's. I wonder if that was like because of the rust. Because this was the rustiest side, was this rail.
That's why it moves and the other one didn't.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I wonder if this was already separated or if this is new. 6. Little separation there. Interesting. It sucks when it's not obvious, right? I mean, those weren't super tight. Well, it didn't go poof. So that's really good news. Like if
there's no tension on it.
Yeah, there's no tension on it. So, I mean, if it's a little bent, we could align around it. Like, it's an S chassis at the end of the day. This car was really straight though, because all the arms were equal lengths and the alignment spec'd out really good. But I've seen plenty of S chassis where like the tension rod's out like an inch and whatever. This arm is back a ½ inch, which makes sense. I mean, like the arm looks like it's sitting back. So this looks like it sits normal. So I'd assume this is, I mean, this is how they got hit. So why is this a ½ inch back? That's a lot of caster difference. And I wonder why it was so snappy when I transitioned to the left. Like it would just be like, whew. But I had to drive this thing like. Deej, figure it out, what's bent?
Looks straight to me. Do you see it?
I don't see it.
Really? Maybe it's a placebo effect.
No, it's definitely. What is causing this to have so much caster?
Lower control arm.
You would think, right?
Switch it out, test it.
Yo, I know you have one S14.
I do. Yeah.
If it is the right side, I might kiss you on the mouth.
I'm going to get it.
Thank you. They're so expensive.
I don't know. This one looks a little longer. I just don't know if this is a 14 one.
I think the 14 one has like a. What is the difference?
I don't know. That looks pretty good.
I completely forgot that I got 2 sets when I built the car. Rob from Cage Kits, Chair Slayer, sent me a spare set with this car. Rob, I love you. I completely forgot I got this because actually when we built the yellow car, it was the best news on the planet.
Can we compare sizes?
Yeah, compare. So see, the S14 has a different size stop, and if you look, S14 one is slightly longer. It's like 10 mils longer.
Yours isn't longer, they're the same size.
10 mils would change my life.
I think you're right. All right, well that's cool that you found one.
Thanks, Deej. I'm actually sad that it's scratching the paint. Like, what do, you know? There we go. There we go. Look straight. Let's put it back in.
I don't know, dude. Julian's gonna be pissed. Ruined his paint job.
You see? Oh, maybe that means it moved.
Placebo effect.
It looks fine, which sucks.
This looks ovalized.
What's this?
This one looks
Oh,
round,
yeah.
this one looks oval.
That'll do it.
And then the same thing with this.
Yeah, that one's not too stoked. Oh, you have to loosen it, pry it, and maybe that's the arm just went like this. But still, the caster arm should have kind of held it in place. That's my subframe bit. New subframe would suck. So the hard part is too, there's a kink in the rail. The radiator is pushed over this way too, which is interesting. Which means maybe the radiator's in the right spot, but the front end is over. You know what I mean? we gotta fix what we gotta fix, right? So the subframe's ovalized quite a bit. So what I'm gonna do is I have a washer on this side that it's ovalized. I'm gonna weld the washer to the subframe where it should be, and that'll basically give us a new mounting point. If you own a drift car, you're gonna have to own a MIG welder. It's just part of it. I really love this Everlast. It's super cheap. It's been great. We've had it for years. Would recommend. She's back together. All right, boys, so check it out. We measured everything. Nothing seems super bent, right? I think we're in S chassis territory, which is really good news. So I chucked a new lower in. We got rid of this being an oval hole. We spun the caster forward just a little bit to make sure, because it was like, you know, it was a ½ inch back at this point, which it was like an inch back on this side. So imagine how much more caster I had one side, which explains why the car snapped so hard to the left. And we spun it up, and it seems like they're both in line and nothing looks crazy. I would love to not have spun this forward, but it is what it is. It's an S chassis, and as long as it aligns straight, it'll be fine. When it comes to the outside looks of it, that's a whole nother process, but I think we should be good to go. I think this is actually really good news. I thought it was a lot more bent than it was, so I'm really happy. But we found a couple more things. My axle, I wonder how long it was like this, is on the verge of exploding. There's a hole in it, you see it? See all the grease on everything too? So there's a hole in the casing, so that's super cool. And then this lower got really bent. So let's replace the axle and we'll ride this one out for a little bit longer. While we were under the coupe, the boys were putting in work on Jordy's car to get a bunch of the things finished up on this thing, because with any engine swap or any build, there's a lot of little stuff that no one wants to see. But there's a couple cool things here. So they got the driveline fully hooked up, which is huge. And this is another cheat code cheat piece by the budget-friendly man himself, Jordy G. So originally this car had a Get Trags transmission, which is like the lower level transmission of the E36, right? So the ones that came on the basically the 325s and the 318. The ZF transmission, which is the more commonly used for swaps, stronger transmission. It bolts in, but you need a different front shaft for your drive shaft, which is really expensive. It's almost the same price as the Trans at this point. Jordy found this adapter that actually allows you to run your Get Trags drive shaft up to your ZF, which is huge. It doesn't even look dodgy, which is nice.
No, it's a really nice piece.
And how much was that?
130 bucks.
130 bucks versus
Something
like a $400. I mean, didn't Richie just pay like 600 for one?
Yeah, because he doesn't use his brain.
Shut up. What brand is that?
Tech 53.
Tech 53.
The good old Canadian boys.
Yeah, it looks awesome. The drive line is fully hooked up. We'll see how long this diff and axle lasts.
Feels good.
How long do you think the diff is and axle is gonna last?
2 days.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay. I think they're stronger than we all think.
2 days doesn't seem like
I said that with zero confidence.
Yeah, you're like, yeah,
2 days. I'm trying to make myself feel better.
give me reassurance,
Yeah.
Jim. All
Thanks,
right. The boys got the turbo lines fully hooked up. Drains, feeds, everything looks awesome. Fits really nice in here. Fuel lines fully hooked up. Some nice DW slim filter, DW fittings, DW lines, everything on that. Cooling system fully bricked in. Because we're hyped, you know what I mean?
Bricked in.
Bricked in. Catch can. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go over the top. 1 hour later. Don't use heavy duty hydraulic oil for your lifter. It makes it really slow. You'll learn. Chase base catch can all set up here, and Jordy even used a remote drain on it. What do you have it? You have it draining out inside here?
Oh yeah, I put it down there with a nice little P-clamp, valve up on top, hose runs down.
That looks awesome. So we have this venting one out of the valve cover to the PCV breather down on the block right here. So both of these go into the can. That should be fun. That actually looks sick. I used to like hate how busy catch cans look, but now I like it because it looks very like, it looks purposeful. It looks purposeful. That's a good word. So it looks good. I love it. It just keeps getting better. Like the more we do to it, the better the swap gets. So at this point, a couple more things buttoned up, and then the big things are the exhaust, the wire harness, and we should have this thing moving next week. I think next week's gonna be the move. We get the stuff tomorrow for the exhaust. I gotta source all the stuff for the wire harness early in the week, and then we'll get right to it. So I want to start this thing and then drive it the same day. That's the goal. Test this thing ASAP. Yeah, I'm freaking dying to see how it feels. Like,
Same.
It's been killing me.
You're telling me, dude.
So that being said, do you guys want to see a super in-depth video on the wire harness, or do you want to keep it just kind of cordial with like the bigger points to make? I want to know what you guys think, because we can go crazy with it. We've done that before in the past, or you just want to be like, Jimmy, get that thing wired up so we can hear this thing run. Let me know in the comments and we'll deliver. All right, so we're trying to clear up all our baselines today so we can kind of get a head start for the rest of the week. And the next big thing is going to be the alternator for the Pro Car. This thing we've been waiting on for a little while. You know, once we went electric power steering, we realized that we can no longer kind of use a beefy OEM alternator. We had to upgrade to something aftermarket, something reliable. So we got the DC power alternator. These things are like tried, true, tested. They don't let you down. This thing will produce a bunch of amps to make sure that we don't have any voltage issues when it comes to all of our systems. Now, another big thing here, you're not able to tell, but this is actually way bigger than an OEM pulley because we needed to actually slow this thing down. Because since this engine will be at limiter a lot and has a high limiter, it'll actually be overspinning it, and we don't want that to happen. So with this, we went with the 3-inch pulley, and this will put us in an RPM range that won't kill off these things, and we'll get the max use out of it. So this is huge. I mean, it's a fully custom piece, so it took a little bit longer than we kind of expected, but either way, we're just kind of letting the universe align this thing, right? So this is the last major piece. How many times am I gonna use that line? Everything is so fancy and expensive on this damn thing. The fun issues of stacking aftermarket parts. So if you look, all we have now is our alternator. It's the only thing that's actually being driven by the crank pulley, which is wild. So we need something that can tension the belt. And as you can tell, we have our Rad Dan kind of water pump alternator bracket that we bought a while ago. And you could see how it has to slot so we can actually tension the alternator. Unfortunately, the alternator doesn't fit with it, it's too big. So the fun of aftermarket parts, the fun of building cars. Realistically, we're probably gonna have to lop this off, and I'll probably put like a Heim link here to just make up for a tensioner. It is what it is, but we do have a little bit of room of movement, so hopefully it's enough to kind of chuck a belt on this thing so we can get through the dyno session. Maybe a test session, maybe for life. No, I'm kidding.
Maybe a permanent solution.
Maybe a permanent solution, but no. So now this is gonna be a really interesting belt because it's gonna be super short, might be a little hard to find, but we gotta start off. So the big question is, if you change your setup, if you delete your AC, if you delete your power steering, or if you're running different accessories, how do you figure out what belt you need? So what I like to do, so you can do this with a string, but it works way better if you have an old belt. So I'll take an old belt that's laying around. I'm gonna cut it because it's not gonna be the right length for it. I have a better set of scissors. Let's make this fully slammed in so we have room for tension. And so what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna use this V-belt. We're gonna see, make sure it's all lined up. See, it's nice using an old belt because it does sit in the V's, right? So if you're using like a rope or something, it makes it really hard to account for like that depth that you lose. Pull it as tight as I can. We're gonna mark it. See that, baby? If you look at the part numbers for belts, right, it's always gonna have 2 part numbers on it. Either like a number with the PK or K something or other. And essentially what this part number is exactly what the belt is. So if you look at the first number, 3, that's gonna be the rib count. If you look at the first number here, it's gonna be the rib count. So we look at our system and we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a 6 rib. So our part number is gonna start with a 6. 6 PK, can you read that? Mm-hmm. Or KO 6. And then if you look at the 2 part numbers, if it starts with a PK, that's the belt length in millimeters. If it's the KO, that's the belt length in inches. Now, there's a little bit of a discrepancies in them because technically, like, when they convert, they're not. Belts are usually like plus or minus 5 mils. Let's be real. We got to measure our belt that we have right here. Make sure it's nice and tight. So it's just about 29 inches. 0.29. Or if we convert that to millimeters, 735 is close enough. So those are 2 part numbers for our belts, and they usually cross-reference to each other. But if you like need to get super specific, sometimes it's easier to do it in millimeters because inches, right? It'll kind of, inches will be in half inches. Well, these will be in 5 millimeter increments. So sometimes like it's tighter to find 5 millimeter increments. This will give you a really solid baseline of belts. I always recommend buying a belt, trying to find this part number, trying to find 2 part numbers below it. You know, like, you're gonna buy 4 belts. Let's be honest. Like, it happens every single time. Just go return the ones you don't use. So maybe get 2 smaller, 2 bigger, and go from there. Now, The big thing is sometimes these part numbers are very uncommon. Like they didn't suit a road car, so they're super rare. It's a pain in the ass to find. So one cheat code that we've used, which whatever, it's a good recommendation. I will see if I could change the part number by going up in a rib size. Right, if I can't find the length in 6 PK, I'll try it in like 7 PK or 8 PK. And then if I could find that length, I'll just cut a rib off with a razor blade. Same, like especially like those like 4, like if you got a 4 rib that you need, you got a lot of options because there's a lot of ribs you can cut off to make that work. So let's see if we can find these belts and go from there.
Oh man, it's Auto Parts Batteries, John.
Hey John, I got a belt part number. You think you could cross-reference it for me? 6 PK 735.
We can order it. We don't stock it here. Nothing. I would see till late tomorrow.
Can you see if you could? Can you change the last number to a 0 instead of a 5 for me? See if you have that.
Sure. Yeah. Same thing. Orderable, but nothing in stock.
Okay.
And that one, no availability on either right now.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Sometimes this is gonna be a weird size. Let's try some other stores. All right. Somehow they had a belt that thick and that short. That's actually pretty impressive. So we ordered that in. That'll be here right in the morning so we get this thing together. But for now, it looks cool at least. If it suits the rest of the car, it just
super fancy.
yeah, it just looks expensive. Beefy.
Tomorrow.
See if the math works. Let's see if the mathed out, you know what I mean? Let's see. Cool, this should be on the tight side just because we went under what we measured out, so. Oh, I think that's good. Kind of knew that we would have to walk this thing on, so. Hyped.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's sick.
I'm so happy. Now we have a 2JZ generator. It's the only thing it's doing is driving an alternator, so it's a 2JZ powered generator. It's crazy how much more complete this thing looks to me seeing it with an alternator belt on it. So get that snugged up. We'll get the wheels on it. Let's get on the ground, and we'll officially have a car that can like run and do everything that's on its own finally, everything. So let's see if we can hit the dyno. That's the next step, is finally getting this thing to a dyno session so we can test it. So back from final bout, we're catching our breath again, but we got a lot to get done. Jordy's car is getting close. Harness, exhaust, boom, she's out. This thing on the ground, dyno, boom, she's out, hopefully. And then this car, a couple small things, compete next week. Gonna win the series, gonna love that. Gonna be great. Put all the good juju in the air. But for now, thank you guys for watching. You know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. We'll see you guys very shortly.